So it's new product launch time, and it's Callaway, the Rogue ST Max driver. High ball speeds, high MOI, ultimate forgiveness. We're going to test this as always. We've got TrackMan on the floor, provide you with some data numbers as well as my personal feedback of the looks, the feel, and obviously the performance of this driver. So early 2022, obviously some big launches from a lot of the big brands, and Callaway are no exception. So Rogue, the name Rogue is back. We've got a family of 4 drivers. In this video, we're going to really focus on the ST Max. So the ultimate forgiveness Max, high MOI, and a bit of technology to obviously talk about, which we'll go through. But we're going to get a shot underway to start off with, and obviously first impressions, as I always do, how it sits down behind that golf ball. Playing position, I think, is always important for me anyway. And as I put that down, it's a big footprint. Front to the back, it's large, rounded back section. But I'll tell you what, it looks quality. It's matte black finish. We've got a little bit of that carbon just showing through there, but sits incredibly square. So this is probably aimed at more of your sort of mid to high handicappers. But Callaway's saying that a lot of tour players might use this as well, which would be interesting. So I'm going to look at things like spin numbers here, because typically when you get this weight back, we might sort of see good forgiveness, but maybe a little bit of sacrifice on sort of spin and all those sort of things. So we'll have a little look at that. But first impression, sits fantastic behind a golf ball. That is a lovely opening shot, and I struck that really good. That sounds amazing. First instincts there, the sound is absolutely perfect for me. Very solid sort of feel, 165.5 ball speed, good spin there. 278, nice start. So talking a little bit about the technology. Obviously the first visual thing we see on the sole of the club is this cartridge at the back, this gold plate at the back, weighted tungsten screw, and Callaway calling that a speed cartridge. So up to 26 grams, move low and deep in this club face, obviously increases the MOI, creates stability in the club face. Hopefully we'll hit a couple of little miss hits here and just maybe test a little bit of that, just those slight off-center hits, create that bit of stability. That's what really they are focusing in this Max version. But super impressed for a Max driver, big footprint behind the ball, sits absolutely stunning. Very, very square. Love the black matte finish. We've got that little bit of that gold lip sticking around the back edge, which is quite nice. Okay, that wasn't great. Testing the forgiveness now. Yeah, a little bit of a heel. See that ball just peel up that right a little bit. Interesting to see what happens with this. Okay, yeah, so miss hit there for me. I could feel that. You can see a bit of gear effect kicking in there with that little bit of that left to right shape, but nothing too excessive. Ball speed just dropped a tiny bit, but spin hasn't lost. There, 2.6 for that type of strike's pretty controlled. So not dropping off a massive amount of distance. Good strike, just slightly pulled up that left side, but super flight on it. Looks really strong on that ball flight. 165.4 again, good controlled spin, 275. So we see some very familiar technology we've seen in previous Callaway drivers. These have all been tweaked according to Callaway. So we've got flash face SS22, so again, it's redesigned a little bit. We can see a bit of a different face now with what looks like some sort of laser etching on the club face with grooves. When you run your finger over those, you can hardly feel those, but I'm guessing that's just going to help a little bit with that controller spin, maybe off that club face. Again, we see Jailbreak, which we've seen in a few versions there now, but again, this is now designed through that AI, so that artificial intelligence is basically supporting or connecting the sole to the crown. So as you would make contact, no energy is lost through the sort of flexing of the sole and the crown, so keeps the stability in the head, puts that energy back into that club face and obviously back into that golf ball for extra ball speed. That's a good flight. Maybe just a fraction low in the face, maybe. No, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, that I don't know, it didn't feel flush that, but again, great ball speed, 2.5 spin, 283, just get that launch in a better area around that 12 for me. Get a little bit more distance there, that's good. But again, it's nice and accurate. I think it just sort of oozes a bit of confidence that, you know, I put that down by the golf ball. Again, it's a big footprint, and I don't mind that. You know, I'm probably a bit more of a preferring of more of a slightly smaller head, but do you know what? It feels like I've got a lot behind. It feels like I can hit it. You know, I don't have to absolutely middle this to get the best out of it. Again, that was a little bit heel. Yeah, there we go. Bit of a heely strike, you see that? Again, ball speed's fantastic there, 164. Doesn't drop massively. Look at that spin. So that spin is quite controlled, isn't it? Again, for a Max driver, typically I would see that spin to be higher. When you move that weight back and down, you tend to sort of see a slightly higher spin. But what Callaway saying with this flash faces, it's creating a little bit more low spin off the club face. Definitely seeing that. And I think we know it's a good recipe, isn't it? You know, if we can get that weight back, get that launch up in the air with the weight and back, but then keep that spin low, we know that's a good formula for creating some extra distance. Oh, that's lovely. That is. Looks to be absolutely bombed. Again, super ball speed, got that strike, got the launch. Look at that spin, fantastic. Get that spin that low 2000s when I get a little bit of that launch there. Obviously the strike's going to dictate that a little bit, isn't it? 282 on that fly, 311, lovely. But just super impressed with the sound and the feel. That's the big thing I would say that jumps out at me with this Rogue driver. Sound is amazing. It's very solid sound. It's a very solid feel. There's nothing tinny. There's nothing too muted and too dead a feeling with it. I think they've absolutely nailed it with the with that sound and feel. Oh yeah, brilliant. Love that. I could game that quite easily. Possibly, you know, when Callaway is saying this is designed for sort of high handicap right down to sort of a tour player. Typically you would see more of the sort of mid-high handicappers in this, you know, looking for that ultimate forgiveness, maybe wanting to have that confidence of that bigger footprint down by the golf ball. But you know what? I could quite easily gain that because that spin is in a fantastic area for me. The ball speed's great. It feels superb. I love the matte black finish look on it. We've also got, you know, helping with that weight getting low and back, we've got this triaxial carbon crown. So you can see, obviously, they've got the crown carbon as we've seen before, but now you see that toe and the heel carbon. So again, it's all about saving weight, repositioning that weight low and deep to increase that MOI. All right, okay, that's a little bit of a toey one. I'll tell you, oh, that's flown amazing. Yeah, there you go. There's a toe strike. That flew fantastic. 166 ball speed on that toe strike. That spin is there, 286. And we sometimes know we get a little bit more speed on that toe strike, that toe just traveling a little bit quicker than the heel. Sometimes always a better place to miss it. But again, that accuracy is there, that stability. You can sort of feel, I can feel like I've missed it, the strike, feel like it's a twist, but it's obviously very stable and keeping that control of that direction. Okay, so availability of these in the spec, we've got a 9 degree, 10.5 and a 12 degree. We've also got the adjustability through the neck sleeve, again, as we've seen in previous models, so we can dial that loft up and down, alter lie angle to suit certain shot shapes. And those 3 lofts are all available in left hand as well, which is superb. So all bases sort of covered for you, both right and left handers. Okay, so let's have a look at the numbers. So clubber speed just short that 114 mark, which is pretty typical. Ball speed 1 just short of 165, which is good. I think just looking at that ball speed numbers between them all, that was the one where I caught a little bit in that heel. You see that little bit of drop, and there was another one which I caught a bit necking. I can't honestly remember. It might have been that one because the launch was a little bit low there as well, but you can see the ball speed hasn't really dropped massively. Super impressed with the spin number. You see an average at 2.2. Again, the differences between the high and the low spin is very controlled, even through those little miss hits. So that is quite impressive for me. So 278 on average, obviously getting, when I get that launch right, the strike good, with the spin, again, that's more me and the connection, isn't it, and my delivery, but I can get that up to that 286, 287 on the fly, good 314 distance, really good numbers. Okay guys, so super impressed with that Callaway Rogue ST Max. Yes, it's a big footprint, but I tell you what, that feels and sounds amazing, and the numbers are really backing up. I think that's going to be a really hot driver for 2022 for quite a lot of different levels of golfers as well. Post comments down below, let me know your thoughts. Is that something you'd want to go and try yourself? Looking for a driver for 2022? I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. Appreciate watching the video, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.